Black Americans versus the world, Craig. Antonio Speaks. My boy about to hit 100K, man. Look, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to him, please do both us a favor. Go subscribe to that boy, man. You dig? Please.
Black Americans versus the world. That's what it seemed like. So recently, New York City elected its new mayor, Zohran Mamdani. Now, he seems like a cool dude. He kind of reminds me of Barack Obama. A lot of billionaires are against him, high-ranking elite people, so that's always a good thing. But during his winning speech, he says something kind of alarming.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants. And as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
What? I see why I see why that rubbed you the wrong way, brother. I'm not gonna lie, that's a crazy thing to say. You know, 40% of enslaved Africans came through Charleston. Wall Street was built by black labor, so was Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody says something like this, dog, I just feel like the ancestors, a deceased relative of us, is just like, excuse me, what this man just said? I don't remember seeing no immigrants back then. It was number black and white. And you also got to remember that cotton exports by 1860 or 1890 was more than half of the exports of America, and slave labor funded Wall Street. What did the immigrant have to do with that?
Now, although he was just referring to New York, my point is going to still stand. Black Americans are never given the proper credit. We all know who really took a hand in building this country. Now, I will say maybe he didn't mean this with malice intent, or it maybe slipped his mind. This is why I feel the way I do about politics. I don't think either side have the best interest of black people. Now, today we're going to talk about how black people, but black Americans in specific, seem to be the most hated worldwide. Now, for one, this is not a diaspora video. I am a proud African American. Emphasis on the African, okay? I will say this though, I do understand a lot of the arguments. Many African Americans want to just stand alone, the same way that Jamaicans do, or Haitians. We just want to be black Americans. Now, the black American experience is very unique. The rights that our people have fought for and are continuing to fight for literally benefit everyone. Let's take DEI for example. The biggest beneficiary to that is white women. Crazy, right? And to bring back up immigrants, the
Say, bro, hold on.
reason that most of them are able to get into America is because of black Americans. So facts. Say, bro, they always forget this part. The black-led civil rights movement led to workers' rights. The Immigration Act of 1965 or 66, whichever, y'all, you know, I'm not good with dates, but I know I'm around the ballpark. LGBTQ rights. Everybody get to eat off our plate. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't help us cook the food. It's just a huge slap in the face that most of these communities are anti-black.
You know, black Americans are the only group that fights back against white supremacy. No other group fights back against white supremacy.
And everybody else get the benefit from it.
The group tries to like thread the line and like not say too much. You go through Vivek Ramaswamy's comic section and it's just white people telling him to go back to India, that they don't want him here, calling him a G. You go through FBI Director Kash Patel's comment section on Twitter and it's them doing the same thing, telling him to go back to India. He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't have the job. He's DEI. You know, we're the only, even like the Indians don't fight back, the Hispanics don't fight back, the Asians don't fight back.
Y'all can tell me if it's just me, but I just been feeling like this entire year I've been finding out that literally everybody hates black Americans, even black people all around the world. And no shade, that's probably why our ancestors said all skin folk and kin folk. But at the same time, I feel like the way that people feel about us is the way they should actually feel about white people, because we didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, but we all know why that's the case. You know what I'm saying? They export the black culture, but they also bring the stereotypes. And, you know, with colonialism, they always push this black inferiority, propaganda on us. They taught the world to hate us. Like they taught people in other countries that we was just dope dealers, gang bangers, we was welfare queens and this, that, and the third. And everybody has a negative image of us. So when they come here, they already say, let's keep ourselves separate from black folks and try to get closer to whiteness. And then when you go across countries and stuff of that nature, you may have people that treat you differently because of that, man. Like most places in the world was colonized. And, you know, the lighter you were, the righter you were. Straight up. That's how it go. So they all come at us like on some, oh man, we can't deal with them. You know what they say about them blacks.
Start off this video, take a look at this screenshot. Why are the Latino numbers so high for Trump? Now, my personal experience with Latinos and Hispanics has been very chill for the most part. I live down south in South Carolina, so I don't experience Hispanics as often. So my experiences may be different from someone living in Texas or California.
Can we just discuss the hidden animosity the Latino community has with the black people, bro? Because to be completely honest, man, you would think that being minorities would band us together. But the essays down in San Diego still acting like the Jim Crow laws are still in effect. Like, chill.
These Houston Mexicans are racist. The Houston Latino people are racist. I'm telling you, listen, I have been dealing with them for over 12, 13 years. You feel what I'm saying? These folks are racist, bro.
Let me tell you, here in Texas, the amount of racism I've ever even come close to experiencing from Mexicans. When I was a dancer, when I was a stripper, the way that the clubs were so racist. There was a time I went to a club out in Texas, and the club told me that, oh, they don't hire girls like me. This is a club full of a bunch of, I would say, illegals. And they said, oh, they don't take girls like us. We should go down to the club down the street, the black club. Karma is beautiful. Karma is beautiful. And you know what's funny? I went by that club a couple days ago. It's empty. It's empty. Even though the racism applied to me, I still voted against all this shit. I voted against it. And guess what they did? Voted to hurt me.
Coming from a Hispanic, you know, Puerto Rican and Dominican or whatever, right? Hispanic people, they racist as fuck, bro. In my family, I'm the only one that got this texture hair. Like, I remember as a kid, like, I love my uncle, but he crazy. But I remember my uncle as a kid telling me, oh, like, you got that peasy hair and shit like that. Because everybody in my family got that slick shit, that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always thinking, I'm like, all right, my hair peasy, my hair bad. And that's until I met my wife, and she taught me about, you know, hair textures. Now I'll be going down memory lane and shit. I'm like, damn.
I bet you he dating.
My family really used to be racist as shit.
Used to be? I'm pretty sure
this isn't surprising to me.
Say, dog, to my understanding, this is how it works in the Spanish community as far as like the hierarchy goes. You got the Spaniards, then you got the mestizos, then you got the indigenous, and then you got the Afro-Latinos. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. Let me look up Helena Moreno, right? She is Mexican, right? But she would be a Spaniard Mexican. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Then you got the mestizos, right? This is what you're looking like. And then you got the, let's say, indigenous, right? Here you go, Afro-Latino. There you go. The closer you are to this, the shittier you're going to be treated in the Hispanic community. And I even take it another step further. Y'all ever heard the term mulatto? That is a racist term. Mulatto means that the union from a horse and a donkey. They are sterile whenever they have kids, meaning nothing good can ever come from that. So if everybody ever called you a mulatto, that's a racist term instilled in Hispanic communities by the Spaniards. Straight up, your blood isn't pure. Boy, I be on TikTok learning so much, y'all. But that's because the Spaniards built a caste system. That's what they did. Colonialism placed caste systems everywhere they went. The whiter you were, the righter you were. In Mexico, I heard the lead attorney say this. He said, if you want a government position, you have to apply with an actual photo of yourself. And if you don't look like the white lady I just showed you, Helena Moreno, who's the new mayor of New Orleans, you're not getting hired, bro. If you look like a mestizo, an indigenous, or Afro-Latino, forget about it. You're not getting hired, sir. That shit is left up to the whites, period.
To me, the whole entire world is anti-black. And this is because of colorism. Mexico was colonized by white Spaniards. And the closer you were to whiteness, the better. So, I mean, I get it.
A lot of people don't understand when I say that Mexicans are culturally racist. Part of our culture is to frown upon dark-skinned people. It's been passed down to us by the Spaniards, by our colonizers, by the people that conquered us, taught us that dark skin is inferior, light skin is superior.
Now, the next minority I want to discuss is the Asian American community. I already did a video on my second channel talking about the pick-me Asian epidemic because a lot of them, they love that white validation of white gaze. But we do got to talk about the very much anti-blackness within the Asian community.
Why don't you like us black people? Non-American Asians always gave me the cold shoulder. American Asians were cool and I often hang out with them. Are they just not used to us?
Partially.
Sad to say, but I know that there's anti-blackness very much so in a lot of Asian American communities. And obviously, unfortunately, anti-Blackness is global. And I think like
it's a very long historical answer.
Yeah.
Some of it has to do with not being used to it. Okay, so colonization happened throughout the whole world when white colonizers took over Asia, Africa, all the other continents. And with that came the belief of anti-Blackness that was instilled upon all of these communities. Now, once those colonizations ended, you were left with this homogenized community where they don't know anyone who don't look like they're all white, all Asian, all South Asian, whatever it may be.
It's crazy.
And then all of a sudden you fast forward to having technology and Western media, because again, controlled by whiteness, is pushing out this message of that Black communities are gangsters, do this, they do that. And then that media gets pushed out into the world in the form of movies and TV shows. And now you take this homogenized community who has learned anti-Blackness through colonization and stuff like that, on top of the fact that it's then mixed with people who are learning about these races for the first time through fictionalized television that is controlled by white media. And then you have this biased look. So when they meet Black people for the first time, they're having to reconcile what they have been essentially brainwashed into thinking versus then trying to figure out what that means when they meet you and they're like, but you're not any of these things.
This claim, unsupported by facts, is the...
How did we get here, bro? You mean to tell me for hundreds of years, a single group, a race of people did the unthinkable to almost every group of people in every corner of the world, from Black to Hispanic to Asian, whatever, did them dirty and then convinced them that us Black people are the problem. Giving dudes blankets with smallpox on them, hanging people from trees, spreading disease, taking people's resources and land, murdering millions of people, kidnapping people, tricking people, stealing from them. But somehow they convinced the entire world that Black people are the problem. Boy, that's like when they say the biggest trick the devil ever pulled off was convincing people that he doesn't exist. That is some shit, boy. Historically speaking, Black people can't even compare to the people who got everybody thinking we the problem.
Like, but you're not.
Information campaign scapegoating Black people for anti-Asian violence. The president who spread anti-Asian rhetoric that led to the increase in anti-Asian violence, not Black. Robert Aaron Long, not Black. The guy in New York City who attacked 7 Asian American women in one afternoon, not Black. We are done listening to oppressors tell lies about the people whom they oppress. And while Asian Americans did experience the greatest percent increase in hate crimes, do you know who experienced the greatest increase in incidents of hate crime during that same period of time?
Let me guess.
Black people.
The anime community can be pretty racist.
And you can blame all that on Trump. He was talking about the China virus. That had a lot of white boys going out there messing over Asian people because their president told them that they were the problem, they were the cause. And that's crazy. That man have that much power. All he got to do is send out some radical tweet and his followers, his minions will go put his work in for him. You got a whole bunch of Democrats scared right now because he's saying they should die. And they got people who follow Trump who believe it and will carry out the mission for him. That's crazy. But the FBI stats say that Asians and Blacks are the actual victims, but everybody else want to play like they're the victims when they're actually the perpetrators. It's crazy.
And that's not just coming from like Black cosplayers getting comments like, oh, this character isn't Black. But even within the representations of Black or darker skinned people in anime, for example, this, whatever the fuck this is, this, the list goes on.
Now, there was recently an incident that happened.
I ain't gonna lie, that messed me up just now. Real talk. I never caught it in the act, but that's like some Sambo shit that they was doing back in the Birth of a Nation videos, the blackface, just basically over exaggerating the African features and all that kind of stuff. Overly big lips, overly wide nostrils, overly dark skin, holding a banana, boy. Listen, but it all makes sense, man. Think about the stereotypes that the West then put on us to the whole world. It's crazy.
Happened on TikTok where an Asian woman, actually she was mixed with white, so she was a mixed Asian woman, and she was discussing how whenever she goes to, you know, an Asian grocery store, she side eyes the white people.
I really am a nice person, but I can't stop myself from giving snark to the white people at Asian grocery stores. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, I can't stop doing it. Like, I just side eye every time I see you there. What are you doing here?
As a young black man, I understood her. It's the same sentiment that I say all the time. It's ghetto or it's cool until a white person does it. With us, you know, our rap music is always demonized. The way we dress is demonized. And then when they do it, it's trendy, it's cool. This is the same way a lot of Asians feel. Throughout history, they always made fun of them, saying, oh, they're eating cats and dogs, they're doing this and that. Now you want to go shop at their stores and eat like them. Okay, I understand your pain. But like expected, y'all, some of the biggest Asian creators on TikTok came out and defended they white people.
Yeah, that whole food thing got me thinking about that video I did the other day about the racist white dude that was basically calling out the Hispanic dude. He was like, yeah, man, hit me. I'll eat it like an empanada, a taco, a burrito, and all that kind of stuff. And then his dirt ass probably be the same one go and patronize a Mexican restaurant and have a Mexican server. You know what I'm saying? And whole time you racist and you don't like these people. But yeah, you'll go and eat their food though. Shit is crazy to me.
Saw this hideous video by this Asian American content creator who basically confessed that she side eyes and judges any non-Asian patrons when she goes to whatever version of Asian grocery store she visits. I find this content to be so freaking tone deaf and disgusting.
I can't tell if you... Hey, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you, dog. I can't take none Asian woman, because I'm going off statistics, bro. I can't take none the Asian woman say Sarah's about white people, especially when she's defending them, because we saw the video I did the other day. White Asian women prefer white men over their own men. It's a bias. They think that they're going to have a better life if they go and deal with a white man. So, yes, I expect you to defend white people. But she's well within her rights to feel the way she feels, because we all heard them say that shit. I even heard black people say it from time to time, man. Cats and dogs and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, bro, we heard the stereotypes, man. So, yeah, you up in the Asian grocery when we know we never saw you there as a child, but all of a sudden it's cool now. It's trendy. Now you want to be here. I think she well within her rights to side eye, goddammit. It's a prerogative.
We're just joking, but you should take this down immediately. The thing is, we all are foreigners in other people's spaces too, which means that we all experience feeling like a fish out of water.
Now, like I stated, I'm not Asian, and I feel where she was coming from. You know, seeing those other creative videos kind of enraged me. I'm like, bruh, stop tap dancing for them folks, all right?
I stand with H Mart girl. I stand with side-eyeing white people who come into Asian spaces after spending decades, i.e. my entire childhood, watching them make fun of my food. Some of the big Asian creators who are like piling onto that girl, they be married to white men. They got that white man by making themselves small, bringing him to dim sum, bringing him to the community center, bringing him to Chinese school.
I kind of roll my eyes even more at these creators because one of them has a white husband, the other one mostly dates white people, and the third one's unknown. So already, right off the bat, I'm like, okay, I don't know if you can speak on this issue because you are already a little bit biased, and I'm sure you want your husband's age. 5 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like if the Asian creator who wanted to go at the woman who gives white people side eye, if you was married to an Asian man, you might have a little more credibility, because now it's like, all right, cool, she's married to her own kind and she just thinks that it's wrong. But now when you married to a white dude, it's like, yeah. Did he put you up to this? Or do you put on your little white cape, you know what I'm saying, just because you so brainwashed? I don't know.
Being stared at in a grocery store, it will never be oppressive to white people. I think that's the nuance that all these creators are missing. I don't know why they're acting in arms like this is the most oppressive thing that we as people of color could possibly do to white people in a grocery store. And to say that we have to be super accepting. I'm not saying that white people can't shop at H Mart. I'm just saying we don't need to celebrate that they are willing to shop at H Mart. We don't need to celebrate that they're open-minded and want to try a new culture. They can.
Yeah, bro, but like Antonio said, bro, it's ghetto until they start doing it. Cause that'll be like a black woman, you know, going into like one of those African braiding salons or whatever, and she see like 2 or 3 valley white girls and they're getting braids put in. But we know the shit that they said about these braids their whole lives is unprofessional, it's ghetto. But now here you are putting it in your head. I think they well within their rights to side out that shit. Real talk, cause like what's up?
Just do that and exist, and we don't need to give them validation because that is the lowest bar for white pandering that I've ever seen.
Once all these minorities realize, bro, that no matter how much you ride, no matter how much you tap dance, no matter how much you bootleg, they'll never see you in the same light as them. Let's take example for our next community we're going to discuss, the Indian community or Southeast Asians. Now, Indians living in America, dog, statistically, they are great. They make the most money, have the lowest crime rate, yet still in 2025, they face a lot of racism.
Indian racism has actually gone too far. And what if I told you it was coming from little kids in elementary schools? If you guys didn't know, I worked as a part-time coding teacher where I would go to different schools, host after-school programs, and teach kids how to code. Pretty sure the students assumed I was white or Mexican because they would always talk to me in Spanish and I would not understand it. I ended up telling them that I was Indian and I was actually born in India. Their first reaction was being surprised and they said, "No way." Their second reaction was going on their laptop, searching up the Indian street food and showing it to me and asking me, "Is this the food in your country? Mister, did you eat this when you were in India?" Their third reaction was going on the internet and playing that fucking, you know the song I'm talking about, right? And for the rest of the class, I lost their focus. I couldn't get them back together because they were just messing around. Even after calling the coordinator, they kept messing around and, you know, doing the same shit over and over.
I got hate crimed.
See, bro, that's sad, bro. You know what's really sad? And I'm going to assume these were some white kids, but they could have been black kids, you know, whatever. Anyway, what's sad is that he couldn't put hands on one of them, dog. See, for me, when I had my first experience with, like, some white boys, now on my other channel, I told people this story a lot of times, but man, I got on a school bus. We had moved to a predominantly white neighborhood when I was 13, right? Get on the school bus, two white boys gonna say, "You knew this neighborhood had welfare?" What? Hey, bro, you know what I did. We ain't gonna get into that, though, dog. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, I used to like to fight. That was my thing. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I used to like to fight.
And physically assaulted last night for being Indian, and I want to talk about it. I went to dinner with my friends last night. At the table sitting next to us were two couples that were absolutely wasted. When their food was delivered to them by the waiter, one of the girls knocked the food out of the waiter's hands.
Oh, wow.
And words were being thrown around, which was crazy because there was not a single black person in sight. She then starts yelling at me, saying racist things about me being Indian, calling me the N-word. She walks up to me, punches me in the head twice, and then takes me by the hair, starts pulling my hair out of my scalp, holding me down. Every example of any person that looks like me fighting back flooded my brain, and I was genuinely too afraid.
Nah, boy, it would have been some furniture movement up in that bitch. Let me tell y'all a quick little story right quick. This happened last week on Friday, dog. Listen, I'm at the bar, and there's a white woman who's the bartender and two white dudes patronizing the bar. I come up there to return my pool balls because I was just shooting pool. And like, there's a black pool player in Louisiana named Eddie Brown. He's supposed to be the best African-American pool player in the state. So his last name is Brown. These white dudes some kind of way brought his name up. So the bartender was like, "Yeah, Eddie Brown comes here." You like, "Eddie Black?" And she was like, "No, his last name is Brown." She was like, "Nah, but Eddie's black, so we're gonna call him Eddie Black." And then the other white dude gonna say, "Nah, Eddie not black, Eddie burnt." Eddie is a dark-skinned black man. I took offense to that shit, bro. So I checked the white dude, and he didn't give me the response I wanted. He didn't respond like a man. He responded like a little coward, tucked his tail in between his legs, because I really wanted him to turn up. God's still working on me, meaning I be ready, dog. I be on go. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I be ready. I need him to come and do something. Stand up for yourself like a man, bro. But he didn't. So I just walked back to my partners. I was like, "Man, you see them two dudes over there, dog? Scary ass dudes, man. I just checked them." Hey, man, listen, bro. They got some nerve. Like, did they think I was one of them passive blacks or something? Like, y'all must be used to the type of black people that ain't gonna tell y'all nothing. I'm not one of them, bro.
Yo, recording me?
No, I'm on live stream.
Don't record me, buddy.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right next to black people, Indians get the worst racism in my opinion.
They
Most
dark
Indians
like
have
us.
darker skin. I've seen Indians the same color as me or like even darker than me. So because anti-blackness is so global and colorism is global, the racism towards Indians is rampant. Now with this being the case, I feel like Indians and black people should be closer or tight-knit, but that's not the case.
So whether this is in
within the country.
Go to them damn subways down here in the South, man. Them Indian people treat you like shit. That's why I don't even be going to Subway like that.
Of India, or whether this is when Indian people immigrate to any part of the world, whether it be on the African continent, in North America, South America, wherever. And again, I'm not saying every single Indian person, but I'm talking about Indian people generally, our society, our culture, the belief systems that Indian people hold, etc. Indian people are extremely, extremely racist, especially towards Black people.
Yep.
So what's up with you? What's your name?
And hey, look, real talk, y'all. I swear to God, while this video was playing, I was looking for this specific clip because I didn't know if he was gonna put it in there or not. I was gonna insert this clip because this shows you how someone like him, I know he experienced some racism when he came to this country. He dark as hell. I know somebody that told him some fucked up thing, and now he won't place that hate up on us. That's crazy.
No, I mean, you can call the police, or I can call the police. Can I see your ID?
Yeah.
Let me see your ID.
Yeah.
This man think he got white privilege.
Let me take out your ID and I'm gonna take out my ID.
Okay, let's. Can you get my phone? No. Let's call the police. Give me a phone. Let's call the police.
I'm in my own neighborhood where I live at, working in my neighborhood by my house, and I have this man asking me, "Do I live here?"
Yes.
And what's your name?
Dude,
I'm going to start. I'm going to start a civil lawsuit right now. That's what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely, you gotta do it, man. But I want.
What's your name, man? Because I'm walking in the neighborhood where I live at, and I'm getting harassed.
No, wait. He's unnecessarily playing us.
But we took my car for the
Yes, bring my phone. I don't have my phone. Get my phone.
Come with me and get the phone.
I will. Get my phone because this guy will escape otherwise. Get my phone. Get my phone.
Come with me.
Yes. Get my phone now, please.
You see this man right here?
Call the
I'm gonna keep him a distance back. He's steady walking up on me like this. Y'all see this?
Yep. I know that this is not your house.
This not my house, but I live in this neighborhood. You don't got it. Listen, I don't like
You don't live in this neighborhood.
You don't know where I live at, sir. You can't not tell me where I live at, and I'm not gonna pull out my ID and show you where I live at. I know you live right here. And I live.
Bro, Great Britain won. They succeeded. They won. Damn. The mindset they placed upon these people, bro, is they won.
And I live in this neighborhood. You have a blessed day, sir.
No, you.
And you got the black and mild with the wood tip.
Not where you see that bitch. You got me up. Sitting here, going into a party, asking if you good.
Bitch.
You been staring at me
With your fake ass eyelashes.
I don't
Get out of my face.
Also, as of recently, Twitter.
She'd have got drug about that call. Real talk, bro. Not by me. I don't put my hands on women, but I'd have called. It's a running joke. I'd have called my cousin Keisha.
Had a new update. You can now see the country that these Twitter accounts are from. And
Yeah,
guess
I saw
what?
that.
Some of the biggest / white supremacy pages were from non-white people.
MAGA is freaking out right now because Twitter, which prefers to identify as X, released this new feature in which you could actually see the country of origin of an account. And it's now being revealed that a lot of these MAGA accounts out there with hundreds of thousands of followers that have a big influence online are actually based in other countries. The way my jaw stayed in place. So I could literally go through like 1,000 of these accounts, but I'll show you just a few. Like this account, America
saw that
First
one.
Verified. Well, turns out this account is based in Bangladesh. How about America Man, based in Indonesia? What about MAGA Nadine over here? Oh, it's probably some dude based in Morocco. Okay, Mary Tiles, Texas, you sure post a lot of pro-MAGA stuff online. Oh, wait, you're from Russia? Interesting. Like I said, I could keep going and going. Nigeria. This is a major account that always gets Elon Musk's attention. This is based in India.
They know that racism get the people going. It's provocative.
Ivanka Trump fan account based in Nigeria. This big MAGA account is based in Papua New Guinea. This one's from Serbia. Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, Nigeria. Dark MAGA coin, Thailand.
The hustle
The
is
MAGA
real.
beacon, South Asia. MAGA Nation, Eastern Europe. Aaron Trump News, Eastern Europe.
Like, these pages are really part of the propaganda of why a lot of people feel the way they feel about black people. And
Yep.
with me seeing these accounts from Nigeria, it's like, damn, even other black people hate on black Americans.
No one, and I mean no one does. And
Look, real talk, straight up. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers with this one, dog. If the day ever comes where reparations are handed out, if you don't have no ancestry tied to chattel slavery, you don't get a piece of the pie. Period. I don't give a fuck how black you is. You could be as black as goddamn midnight. I don't care. If you from Nigeria, and I got Nigerian partners, and I done told them this, don't come out here with your hands out. If you Haitian, and I got love for y'all, I did a video about y'all not that long ago. That's a different topic, though. Reparations? No sirski, I'm sorry. Foundational black African American people. Straight up. Period. If you Haitian, but your daddy got ties to it, then obviously you get it. But if you ain't got no ties to it, but I already know what's gonna happen, bro. With the scamming and shit, dog, they gonna figure out a way. Hey, bro, no offense. I'm just calling a spade a spade. That paperwork, they gonna figure it out. They gonna get some money. I already know how that's gonna go.
Anti-blackness better than a black immigrant or like a black person from the Caribbean or a black person from Africa or wherever else in the world that doesn't like African Americans. No one. And it's not even funny anymore. I'm legit concerned because they be the greatest coons. Like they'll say the most out-of-pocket, outlandish stereotypes or negative thing about African Americans, and I have to think to myself, where did this come from? Who told you this information? How do you know this? And it's even crazy because sometimes you'll find people that haven't even been to America, has never encountered an African American in their lives saying these things. And it's crazy because the way they talk about African Americans, you think African Americans are the furthest demographic from them, right? Put a black immigrant that can't stand African Americans on the phone and you'll be talking to a nationalist. Oh, they're lazy. Oh, they're thieves. This is what they do. They're criminals. This is what white people say about you.
I feel like it's the media's fault. The way
you know what's interesting though? He's about to get into a media talk, but dog, we seen all the gangster movies like Shotters and all that kind of stuff when it comes to Jamaicans, and we don't just look at Jamaicans like they all gangsters and criminals, dog. It's crazy how like we as African Americans for the most part know how to compartmentalize other groups of people. Like for instance, I've been called the N-word multiple times by multiple white people, but I don't assume they all call us that. But a white person could hear a news article about a black man fatally stabbing a white woman from behind on a bus, and now every time she sees a black person, she thinks she's in danger of getting stabbed. I'm sorry, when I go into the store, every white man in there I don't think is gonna be a mass shooter. Now, sometimes I ain't gonna hold you. I see a dude in a trench coat, like, what you got a trench coat on for? Let me get up out this store. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? Man, it's 89, 95 degrees outside. Why you got on a trench coat, sir, and tactical military style boots? Yeah, this is my time to go. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to the neighboring Walmart. I ain't finna play with this. But that's rare.
They portray Africa, you know what I'm saying, in teepees and huts. That's how we see Africans. And then the way they see black Americans is violence, gangs. So it's already a disconnect.
African immigrants do not view racism the same way as black Americans because we are looking at it from two completely different perspectives. Africans grew up in majority black nations with black culture, black leadership, and black everything being the norm on a day-to-day basis. Okay. It's not the core part of their identity because everyone is majority black when they look around. Black is the default. So off rip, they are not looking at things through a racial lens. But black people in America look at everything through a racial lens because we are the minority in a country that was built off of our oppression. Yeah. The entire system was designed not only to exclude us, but to capitalize off of that exclusion. So
yeah, bro, she telling the truth right now, because if you really think about it, bro, racism is ingrained in America and black people always had to deal with that. Even when you go back to slavery, like it was race based. Like white people couldn't be slaves in America. That was delegated to black people. Then they called us 3/5 of a man, which means we're not human. Therefore, you don't have to treat us with any humanity. We're property. You can sell us. You can put insurance on us like you can insure a car or a property, a house. Something happens to it. Insurance people cut you a check. You invest in property. Right? You trade property. What else? We didn't have civil liberties or rights up until 1960 something, meaning, damn, this person right here can't drink out of this water fountain because they're black. Everything was because of the color of our skin. If you got caught teaching black people how to read or do math, that was punishable. Right? Everything you teach a black person something, you get in trouble. So everything was about oppression and us being the victims or whatever. The shit's so crazy. It was so much that you just couldn't do as a black person. You couldn't vote. You couldn't go to a white school. You couldn't sit in certain places. You couldn't work certain jobs. So yeah, we look at racism different.
Systemic oppression is the struggle that black Americans are dealing with on the home front. struggles that people are dealing with in Africa are due to a failing or underdeveloped system.
Right.
Poverty, corruption, lack of opportunity, economic instability, which is really the legacy of colonialism and neocolonialism. So in their minds, they see America as having a functioning system. They see America as full of opportunity compared to back in Africa. So they come here and they focus on individual advancement, where Black Americans see the system as being historically and currently rigged against us. We are not immigrants. We are people from whom system was explicitly built to oppose.
That's it for this video, man. If you are a minority, drop your thoughts down below in the comment section. And if you ever experience any racist friends, bro, put them folks in check, all right? But no more talking. I love y'all. If you want to see something similar,
Antonio, I submit a question to you. Can you call someone who said something race a friend? Can you? White man called you an N-word in the heat of a heated debate. Are y'all gonna be friends afterwards? I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like this is how you felt, bro. Straight up, I don't gotta be your friend. Let's just go ahead on and go our separate. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to Antonio, you dead. Go subscribe to that dude, man. He finna hit 100K. He finna be a plaque boy. I'ma holler at y'all on the next one. If you like what I was putting down, hit the subscribe button.